Gary, we're on. You're supposed to do your lines.
Hello and welcome.
Hi, Larry here from Wood Enthusiast. We're really excited to have you guys come along. And as you'll see, we're in the middle of a Canadian, winter. So they say, we always like to use the line, we're in a Canadian winter. And Gary looks at me in the eyes and he says, what we need, Larry, we need a vacation. And I said, yeah, I agree. I couldn't agree more. Gary, tell them about the cruise.
Well, this year we're going on a cruise. I want you to dive on in.
Gary, that wasn't in the lines.
Yeah, but diving in, snow is water.
Gary says, let's get out there and let's do it. Let's just go book a cruise. We'll rent the boat. We'll get our friends on. We'll go do it. We'll use some of our cash. We've made a lot of cash. We've been really successful in our latest podcasts and web series.
Yeah.
We've made a lot of extra cash. When you're a Wood Enthusiast, you get a little...
Cold, Larry.
Shut up. When you're a Wood Enthusiast, you get a couple extra perks. Jump on board and let's sail on, as Gary always says.
Ships ahoy.
Hi, Larry here from Wood Enthusiast. Obviously, our podcast and web series is doing really well because we're out here in the Caribbean. We're making a lot of money, and that's really important. Gary's doing his classic. This is Gary's classic dance. That's our cruise ship. We rented that boat. That's our boat in the background. We rented it for a little bit. These are some of our friends in the background. This is the Wood Enthusiast community. These are the people that have rented the Wood Enthusiast, experience, kind of, so to speak.
All the trees here are deciduous.
So every year we do an annual Wood Enthusiast cruise, and a lot of people are excited because of red oak and ebony and cedar and pine and SPF, and we're really excited.
Look at this, Gary.
Look at this, Gary. Bring that up. What kind of wood's this, Gary? Listen to Gary's got some good information here.
So that is a root?
That's a lot of good information, Gary.
Hey, Larry, look, I'm twigging out.
Stop it.
Okay.
How do you think Sandra's gonna feel when she sees this footage and it's just you goofing around the whole time, Gary?
I'm in the sun.
Crap
I'm
sakes.
having fun.
Crap sakes, I'm gonna have to have a habanero because of all this spicy nonsense.
We're actually doing a dance this evening.
We're doing a
Wood Enthusiast dance.
And that's Gary. Gary's doing the old dance,
So,
He's really good at it. He's taught a lot of people how to do the Wood Enthusiast dance. There's a lot of moves. We're going to be doing the Mr. Twister. Hey, Gary.
I'm a little scared, Larry.
Gary's a bit of a pansy when it comes to this stuff, but not Larry.
Mom always said.
Hey, Larry here from Wood Enthusiast. We're going to do some underwater experiments. I'm pretty excited to see some of the wood that we can find in our international database of wood. I called the local government and they said that we could do some exploration. I had to get some special permits. And Gary went out and bought me some really high-end snorkel gear. So I'm going to try out and see what we can find. Why don't you guys come along, explore some of the underwater world with Wood Enthusiasts here with Larry Woodstone. Here we go.
Come along and you will see them.
Hey Gary, there's some tree braid there. You see the tree braid?
That's correct.
I gotta go film it. There's a classic water tree hole there, Gary.
That's correct. And a fun fact for you, the ocean is just a forest filled with water. So
There's a cannon over here, Gary. I hope you guys learned as much as I learned. There's a lot of really exciting things you can find when you explore the world. Not Larry here. Larry here. We're in public here. This is exciting. We found a product line that's all some sort of hardwood that we don't really know what it is, and it's really exciting here. We've got a stingray, and Gary's trying to locate it. Gary's got the ear down to a 74. He's got it down to a 74, 75, but we can't figure out which type of wood this is. It feels like some sort of hard tiger wood. Gary's been giving it some hard sniff, and he even had his knife out. He was scratching a couple of them up. We had to hide them because we'd have to pay. But Gary can't quite locate what that is. I think it's a tiger wood. I think it's a hard tiger wood, maybe some sort of walnut tiger wood.
I think it's a maple.
These are beautiful things. This is a beautiful piece of wood. Look at this. I'd pay $1,000 for that, but obviously I have a lot of money, being an enthusiast and kind of, being the unofficial president. I have a little extra money. This is very exciting, and this is the reason me and Gary do a lot of international tripping to learn a lot of stuff international. Gary's. Look at this.
Dominican.
Hey, tell me a little bit about this one.
What kind of wood?
This is the wood, the combination, and the composition. This is the cinnamon and the palo and the combination. You can use this for 10 years, a long time.
10 years.
Yes.
Can I rub fresh these?
Oh, this is the same. Only the different design.
Bottle full of wood. Look at that, Gary. What is that, Gary? It's just a bottle full of bark.
It's ready to drink.
Dear heavens, Gary. I think I found ourselves a little bit of heaven. A little taste of heaven, Gary. Look at this, Bernice. It's just a jug of wine full of wood. Gary's going to load up on these before we get on the ship, aren't you, Gary? This is Getting Fit with Gary Gilbert. Caribbean style.
The third.
Getting Fit with Gary Gilbert, the third Caribbean style.
So I'm going to show you some workout routines that we have perfected. Got to go underwater to see these exercises. Okay?
Gary does a lot of private lessons for me. I'm trying to lose some weight, and Gary's been doing a lot of private lessons. And one of the things he does is sticks up, sticks down.
Yeah. So
this is a half in, half out water experience. So let's have a look.
What you call sticks up, sticks down, sticks up.
And you do that a lot. He told me I had to do that 55 times.
So there's going to be lots of back and forth. So here we go.
Wow.
That's one repetition.
How many of those do you have to do, Gary?
You need to do 10, okay? The next is a spiral routine.
Wow, Gary.
So, keep fit.
We got the entire production team. They usually don't like this, but if you look over there, we got the entire production team.
Correct.
They're just kind of having a vacation. You guys take another 10 minutes. Take another 10 minutes off.
So, be buoyant in water and enjoy.
Hey, this is Larry from Wood Enthusiast. I got a guy here, a celebrity. Obviously, we're on the Wood Enthusiast cruise. We booked out a big cruise, and we found a guy here that we're not too impressed with. Gary, just have a look. Gary, hold him here. He's going to get mad. His name's Mr. Clean. And one of the issues I have with Mr. Clean is he doesn't use pine sol. Because obviously God has given us a natural solvent in pine that cleans everything better than your nonsense chemicals.
And what do you have to say to that, Mr. Clean?
I don't think it works very well.
You're not
because
being very smart.
My Mr. Clean erasers work awesome.
Yeah, that's chemical nonsense. I'll tell you what, you take a piece of maple leaf and wipe it on your butt backside, it'll clean a lot better than a Mr. Clean eraser.
I don't know, it can be awful sticky.
Gary, we're gonna have a conversation with this guy. Thanks, Mr. Clean.
All right.
You're not welcome back next year on our next cruise on the Walnut Convention.
Boat's doing a bit of a toot there. Me and Gary are here, and obviously there's a lot of cement. And Gary said, you know what? You know, we're kind of international celebrities here, and we want to sit beside some trees. So they actually put in some palms for us. But Gary, you know, he was adamant. He said, you know, we're wood enthusiasts. But I just wanted to show the crew here and some of the staff, the trees that they're willing to, kind of the lengths they're willing to go for us, and maybe some of the people back home will recognize that.
Right.
When you say palm, you always want to hit that L. I like to say palm.
Jerry has always told me
I like to say
place.
palm trees and just hit that L because that's an important L. Some people say palm, but it's not palm, it's spelled palm. Gary will say it. Palm.